In this video, I want to make a beat with the MPC Live 3. I've had this thing for a few days, haven't made a beat on it yet. So I'm going to go ahead and make a beat, try to test out a couple of the new features. Check it out. So if you take a look at my MPC Live 3 here, I have a default project loaded up. It just has that default kit in there, but I do want to load up a different kit. So I'm going to go to a new track, drum track. So it added a second track there. Now up here is the load button. The load button takes you to the browser. I'm going to go to the expansions. Preloaded, there are a few expansions in here that I didn't have to install. They were already in here. I'm going to look at this lo-fi boom bap right here. We can preview some of these kits. Sometimes I just like to spin the wheel. Okay. I like this kit right here, so I'm going to load that one up. So let's listen to it. So this is just a normal kit. It's not one of the expressive pad kits. I more like the boom bap kit, so that's why I loaded that up. So before we go any further, I'm going to try to use this step sequencer on the top to go ahead and load up a beat. So let's go to main so we can look at this. So if I tap these pads, there are a variety of sounds, but what I've realized is, say, if I tap this first pad right here, and then I use these 16 buttons at the top, I can actually program this. So we got 16 steps here, and then we got a previous and next. And right here, my time correction is on 1/16, so everything should line up pretty well right here. So I guess the first things first, I want to do some hi-hat. So if I tap the hi-hat pad, then I can use these 16 buttons. So I'm going to put one here, one here, one here, one here. Just keep it simple. Now you can see at the top, there's a previous and next button. So I realized if I hit this next button, it goes to the next bank of 16, so I can go ahead and program these hi-hats right here. Let's say, so we got some hi-hats, so let's listen to that. So if I go to the previous, you can see that green line, or the green light rather. It's following along with the pattern here. So there's one bar and then two bars. So I got 2 bars of 16 right here. So I got 2 bars and each bar has 16 steps in it. So now we have a basic hi-hat pattern in there. I can put a kick in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this kick pad, put a kick there, go to the next row, put another kick. And then again, maybe I'll put an extra kick right there at the end. Go to the previous. I'm gonna put a snare in there. So I tap the snare, put a snare right there on the 9 and right there on the 9. And then we got a basic little pattern right here. So I realized right here, I got kind of like a ghost kick. Okay. So I could do a little bit of work with that. So right here, I can see where I have my kick. Maybe if I want to put a kick right here, a little ghost kick. So we got a little bit of movement there. So maybe I'll make this one a ghost kick too. And I can see, if I have something in my head, how quickly this could be already. So I've only spent a few minutes pushing these buttons around. Everything's in a completely different place, except for the transport controls, than my MPC Live 2. So it's a little bit of a learning curve here. But I can see how, once I get used to this workflow could perhaps be pretty quick. I know some people like to do the live drumming. You could still do that on here. You could turn off your time corrections and still do all that. I just want to experiment with the step sequencer a little bit. Let's go ahead and go to a new track. So I'm going to press new track, and then I'm going to go to a drum program. I want to load up one of these MPC kits, these expression kits. So I'm going to go to my load button here. Right here it says MPC kits. So if I tap that, there's a few different things we got here. I already got a couple of drum kits in there, but right here we got chords. We got some sub basses. We got these exploratory textures. I want to check this out. So let me just go in there. Let me load this first one up. Now these pads, they're actually really sensitive. I was wondering about these pads because there's like 4 different sections on here. So I was wondering, is it only 4 different sensors on here? But if you look, if I go to the edit right here, and I go over here to the mod matrix, if I press this first pad here, I don't know if you can see this or not, but the pad, more expressive, it's not just 4 sections on here. It's actually, when I slide my finger, it's actually moving on that pad. And I mean, really, once you get into this, I think this could be a really good thing. So yeah, that's actually really cool that it's able to read that. I mean, my only fear is eventually after you hit these pads enough that the sensors will stop working. But I mean, as it is right now, these things are pretty cool. Anyway, let's program something in here that's really simple, just so we can get the feel of it. And I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. So I'm gonna go to my mixer. Just turn it down a little bit. So we're gonna need to add a couple more bars to this. So I'm gonna go to my edit right there. I'm gonna double the length of that. That's gonna go from 2 bars to 4 bars. And I need 8 bars. So I'm gonna go in, press double length again. So now we got 8 bars. So let's go ahead and program this in. Overdub, play start. It's pretty cool. You get that swooping effect in there. Hey, if you're finding value in this video, remember to give it a thumbs up below. It's going to help this video out, and I appreciate you for doing that. Let's get back into it. So let's try a plugin track next. I'm going to go to new track, plugin track. Now I am going to load a plugin that I did purchase. So I'm going to go to the menu, preferences, and activations. So right here, sub factory, I'm going to go ahead and activate it right now. I'm going to go back to main. I'm going to pick sub factory because I want to put a little bass in there. Select it. Maybe pick one of these 808s, maybe a dirty 808. Maybe a little too dirty. Soft hammer. Just going through some of these presets. Like that. Might be a little sharp. Let's go ahead and go into here, go into chromatic. Then we go. You can see how fast these load up. I'm just gonna go back to Juice. I mean Stratus. I like the sustain on that. Keep it nice and simple. I think that sounds good. Overdub, play start. I think it sounds pretty good so far. Maybe I'll put another higher layer on there, a lead or a soundscape, something to make it a little bit more interesting. I do like the way the chord is moving with the MPC pad. It's my first beat on here, so I'm kind of just experimenting a little bit. So I need to go back to main, go to new, go to plugin. So we got fabric. Let's go to edit. We can see what we have here. So maybe let's just test out fabric. You can see how quickly these presets load in here. I mean, there might be a slight delay, but it's almost instant. So I'm going to press overdub, play start. Just for the fun of it, let's go back to this trap kit right here. See, they have articulations in these. I like this little reverse symbol, man. I could put this symbol in here. It's like reverse, and then it's like a crash. Let's just try it out. Let me just add something right here. So I'm going to go to overdub, play start. All right, there we go. I'm just playing around with the pads and the articulations, a little bit of level balancing, but I'm having fun with it. This video has been going on for a little bit, so I want to end it here. But if you want to see more videos about the MPC Live 3, I am going to put a playlist up here. I will add more videos to that as I go. If you want to see anything specific, leave it in the comments below. My name is Matthew. Continue to create music, and we'll talk soon.